We're here today with Simon Crosby, who's CTO at Citrix Systems, and Craig Spare, who's CEO of the 123 Corporation. And Simon, we've been getting a lot of questions as to why you're involved with Secret 123. So let's jump right into it. Can you explain?
Well, it's extraordinarily complex technology made incredibly simple. And so I love it for that very reason. So what it allows you to do is securely communicate with anybody on the planet just using email. And you might think this is a problem that's already been solved. It's a problem that people have had a crack at solving over the years, but nobody actually uses it. And the reason people don't use it today is that it's too hard to use, it requires too much setup, and in general, that is a major frustration for users, too much agreement in terms of how security should work and everything else. So what this allows us to do is simply click on an email, send it securely, and guarantee forever that it will be secure without the possibility of interception, even by 123 Corporation, and with absolute privacy and security guaranteed. And that's awesome. I mean, that value proposition is incredible, and it's something that is of great value to me as I communicate with various people.
It sounds great, but everybody knows you as a virtualization guy. Connect the dots for me. How'd you get involved?
Well, I've known Howard from his days at Catbird, where he was working on security for virtual infrastructure and doing a great job there. Helping educate me in the area of security, and of course, I love the notion of free distribution of a great value product, which is part of what Secret 123 is doing now, and viral adoption of cool stuff. So these two things added together, plus the team at Secret, who really are security experts, kind of put it all together for me and made it incredibly simple. So I just love the concept.
Great. And so who needs this stuff? Which markets are you guys targeting? Who has the problem?
Everybody has the problem, including consumers. Look, every day we see new things about disclosure of information by supposedly trustworthy folks, sometimes just by mistakes, but sometimes more deliberately, even things from Facebook and so on. And so I think everybody has this degree of discomfort about communicating in general using the net or using the web or cloud in a way that does not protect the privacy or the security of their communication. So everybody has the problem. The specific value prop that Secret 123 has today basically is of enormous value to anybody who's in a consultancy, anybody who's in small and medium business, anywhere where there isn't a strong regulatory or strong security practice built around communication, which you'd find at a large organization. But it's of value, too, within security organizations, armies, and various other folks who want to make sure that as they communicate to their people out in far or distant places, that communication is absolutely secure. And let me say once again that the cool thing about Secret 123 is that although Secret 123 acts as a broker in the sense of establishing key components for our communication, it is not in the communication loop when we communicate. And indeed, there's no way that Secret 123 could ever decrypt what we are talking about. So once we get going and that little handshake has been had, we are off to the races and we can communicate securely for life. That's incredibly valuable, and it should give users across the world an enormous boost in their confidence of their ability to securely communicate over the web.
And so folks that are really experiencing the pain of complying with, sending confidential information, email, maybe in the legal markets, healthcare, financial.
Absolutely. So, for example, you could imagine a lawyer who has to send documents to a client in any form, whether it's a corporate client or whether it's just the average citizen. They have a natural desire to want to protect the confidentiality and privacy of that communication. By the way, that's a constitutional right, and so we should be able to provide that protection for them. But because of the enormous complexity of the security business in general, it has not been possible to do this simply because there hasn't ever been a very simple way to make it adoptable. And Secret has cracked that code. So Secret has done a beautiful job of making this ability to securely communicate absolutely consumable by the mass market, by the average person who has no knowledge whatsoever about security or the inner workings of security protocols.
So for people who want to comply with, for example, state privacy laws like Massachusetts and Nevada requiring encryption of email, this is a perfect solution for them.
Yeah, it's full of a log easy.
Right. And so, Craig, tell us a little bit about how you put the team and the project together.
Well, in my past life, I worked for Fortune 100 companies, and one of the things that I discovered doing applications for them is that users have a very hard time learning new software and using software in general. So making it easy really matters. It really makes a difference. Users just want to get their work done. They don't want anything to get in the way. And this has been part of the tension around encrypted email, is that it's so hard to do that people just decide they're not going to do it, and they send an email and cross their fingers.
Well, it's not even that people decide it's too hard. It's that enterprises decide it's too hard even to manage for their users, let alone the users not understanding what it means, right? So, it's a management problem. Management is always a TCO problem, and there's always a cost involved because the guys at the far end who are handing out those certificates and everything else are charging you real money for it. And Secret has blown that whole value proposition apart, made it extraordinarily simple for any two individuals with zero knowledge about security to securely communicate.
Okay, you guys are talking about how easy it is, so tell me, how does it really work?
Well, it works very simply. We let you use your existing program as well as your existing email address, and we just add a button to your program that allows you to send and receive encrypted email. It's really that simple.
Well, right, so just a straightforward plug-in into your email client. And then the cool thing is that in order for me to send you one, Craig, all I have to do is have the button, send it, and then you simply receive a notification that you've received a secure email. You can be sure that the notification is valid. You simply click on the notification, and you alone can decrypt and view the content.
Right, exactly. And I no longer have to cross my fingers when I'm sending, my social security number to someone or sending any kind of confidential
Yeah, I was sending a credit card number to your travel agent or anything else, right? It's trivial.
Right. So it allows you to use email as a medium for something that right now you really shouldn't be, or if you do, you're putting yourself at great risk.
Right.
Sounds like a real game changer, guys. What's next?
Support for web-based mail clients.
Craig, what's happening with webmail?
So our current roadmap is we have an Outlook product out that works as an add-in. You download, install, and run, self-provisioned, all on your own.
And people can download that right now?
It's available right now. It's free forever. You can send attachments. You can send messages.
No limits.
Unlimited amount of messages.
Wow.
And further on down the roadmap, we plan on supporting all the major webmails: Gmail, Yahoo Mail, Hotmail, AOL, and even Facebook.
So I can
and then obviously there'll be the mobile clients too.
And so I can send an email from Gmail, and somebody with Outlook will be able to read it.
Right. So one of the key differentiators we see with our product is that it's across email platforms. Most of the products out there are Outlook only, or support something called Web Pickup, where you have to go to a website to go get your email, and that's really not in your inbox. And a lot of people just ignore those messages because they don't want to deal with it.
Right. And look, let's face it, even if you're using something like Gmail, but the funny thing is people always use Gmail for sending out their resume and a whole bunch of other stuff when looking for a job. It's about the last place you'd want to put it. But, so then they're basically mining that information to sell you stuff or selling that information to somebody else who wants to sell you stuff. And basically there's privacy lost there right away. Once your email has been scrambled by Secret, that's not possible. And so confidential email, which is at rest in the cloud someplace, remains confidential for life.
Wow, that sounds huge. So as people are migrating more and more to hosted cloud-based, let's say hosted Exchange service, this will protect their email messages from the IT people at the cloud service provider. for example?
Well, from anybody, even an unwitting or a deliberate exposure of your information to an advertiser or anybody else who happens to want to have an interest in knowing more about you.
So no more ticking time bomb.
Right, including a hacker that might hack into your account, which is fairly common these days for web-based mail.
Anything else you guys want to say before we wrap up?
Gosh, simply go and use it. It's really simple. So if you have Outlook, just go and download the plugin and start sending secure email. And I'm on for receiving secure emails, so shoot me some. I'm simon.crosby@citrix.com or simon@simoncrosby.com.
Sounds great. Well, I look forward to catching up with you guys again soon and hearing about more progress. And in the meantime, people can go to www.secret123.com, download today for Microsoft Outlook. And thanks, guys, for your time.
My pleasure.